Why is it that some soaps come out brilliant and vibrant in color while others come out lackluster? I'm making 36 bars of soap, 12 different soap colors under no gel, force gel, and CPOP to see which method gives the most vibrant results. And honestly, a few of these surprised me. To keep things consistent, I'm using one giant batch to do all my soap colors. And to keep things interesting, I'm using natural botanical colorants and mica colorants. It's a battle between botanicals and micas, heat and no heat. So let's get started. Good day, awesome people. My name is Annatto, and in today's video we have a soap saturation experiment. We're testing how heat affects the vibrancy of your colors in your soap. I prep my botanicals in a similar fashion. I use an oil, you can use sunflower or olive, and I put my botanical powders inside the oil, stir them and steep them in heat, or you can let it sit for 2 weeks to completely infuse in your oils. I also labeled my containers, and I use oils that are light in color. I stayed away from cocoa butter and unrefined shea butter because they tend to be yellow in color and it affects the mica colors in the colorants. I'm really excited for this video because not only do you get to see how heat affects these colors, you get to see how some of these botanicals come out as a natural colorant in your soap. Here are the 4 that I'm using. Annatto Seed is an excellent botanical to use to naturally color your cold processed soap. It's supposed to give us like a goldish orange color to the cold processed soap. You will see towards the end what kind of color we get. Himalayan Rhubarb is supposed to give us a pinky plushy color, but I've seen it give a nice rich reddish color or maroon color. Alkanet root powder is one of those tricky powders. It's supposed to give us a lavender, purple, or deep purple color, but it depends on how much you add. And then we have our activated charcoal, which gives us a darker black color. Madder root is the other one I did not show. That one is going to give us a rose color or a rose red color, but when you're going to see in the results, it did not. But you're going to see what color it gave me at the end of the video. The micas, I treated them all the same as far as measurement is concerned. I tried to keep them the same consistency so that the outcome could be fair. If you are interested in seeing how I prepped my botanical colorants for cold processed soap and the oils that they're in, let me know in the comment section below. Continuing continuity for this experiment, all of the methods that I'm using to test the soaps are going to have the same mold, and I'm just blending my batter to emulsion, not to trace, because I needed to stay fluid, but I'll mix the colorants and pour out the soap. What's very important is to see what this soap batter will look like without any colorants, and that's going to be our control. We're going to compare everything to that. So we're going to start off with that, and then I'm going to start off with my activated charcoal. In our red mold, we're going to give it the CPOP treatment. What is CPOP? That stands for cold process, oven process. And it means that we're going to give our cold process soap a little bit of oven help, just enough warmth to encourage gel phase and see how it affects the final color of our soap. In this experiment, I put my oven on to 170 degrees, allowed the oven to get to temperature, then I turned the oven off and placed my red mold inside the oven and let it sit overnight. Some of you might be asking, what the heck is gel phase? Okay, think of it like this. Gel phase is when your soap gets warm enough on the inside to go through a temporary jelly-like stage before it cools and hardens down. And yes, that internal heat can absolutely change your final color in your soap. Your soap kind of turns into like warm soap jelly just for a little bit, and then it cools down, and that can actually transform your color. Our purple container is where we're going to force the gel. Now you're like, well, what's forced gel? What's forced gel? Well, forced gel is when I give the soap a little heat support so it doesn't chicken out halfway. When you force it, you make sure it goes through that phase without backing out. In general, the heat is consistent, so you can put a heating pad underneath your load, maybe put it on top of your radiator, or you can put it in a thermal bag, which is what I'm going to do, and that's going to contain the heat inside the bag for a longer period of time. Our pink mode is going to be the ungelled method, and for this method I'm using the refrigerator to stop the soap from going through gel. This is getting the refrigerated method so it doesn't get too excited and start gelling. We don't want you gelling, we want you chilling. You may ask why soap makers will even choose this method if the heat method kind of makes the colors vibrant. Well, not all soaps people want to be vibrant. Maybe you want a pastel soft color. Preventing gel may help with that. Also, if you make your soaps with milk or honey, you may not want it to go through gel phase because sugar boosts the heat in the curing process. So a lot of soaps that are made with milk, people will put them in the refrigerator to prevent it from overheating. Milk soaps have a tendency when they go through gel have a darker, more off-putting color, so putting them in the refrigerator helps them to have a more even, lighter, pastel, creamier tone. Are you guys finally ready for the soap reveals? All 36 of them? All right, now hold on to your clear blue easies and your color correctors. Let's go oven process with our natural batter color, and look at how white that soap is. You want it to be this color so you can get the truest color for your micas and your botanicals. Look at how forced gel looks. So far they look very similar. The ungel refrigerated looks a little bit whiter. What do you guys think? I feel like the oven process is a little warmer in color. Now let's take a look at our activated charcoal soap. We got some of the clears, some of the batter got into that one, but look at the richness of the soap. Yeah, ungel, she ashy. She's so ashy. She got soda ash all over her. Look how it started to go through gel and it was stopped in its tracks because of the coldness of the refrigerator. To prevent that, you guys, spray your soaps with alcohol, 99% preferably. To me, forced gel looks brighter than CPOP. Let's get into tennis ball neon yellow. Wow. So our oven process version is bright, it's thorough. Let's see what the forced gel looks like. Forced gel looks very similar. Micas do have a tendency to hold their own in cold process soap, so either method could work. What about the refrigerated version? This is very similar, a little muted. I said CPOP gives the most brightest color. What do you think? Here is our second mica. We got flotation device orange, and that is very brilliant, very thorough. Again, this is a mica. They do hold their own very well in cold process soap. Forced gel gives me similar results. And I have to say the refrigerated version is a bit muted. It's still bright though. Let's compare all the colors to see if there's a difference. Do you see a difference? Did I guess right? Now, if you are a seasoned soap maker, you know reds are very difficult to come out red in cold process soap, depending on the brand or the type of red you use. Oven process looks pretty brilliant. Forest gel is giving me a red. It's a bit muted, and then ungelled is definitely another shade down of red. Let's compare the colors. I said CPOP gave the most brilliant color, and I think that's accurate. This is a mica, and it works very well. Here are the results of the first 5 soaps. Are you guys seeing a difference in the color saturation depending on the heat method? Here is our oven process Synergy Mica, again thoroughly mixed, so it looks thoroughly well filtered throughout the soap. That is our oven process. Here is our forest gel. I'm seeing a slight difference, but not much. And here's the refrigerated version. So let's do the comparison to see if we see a difference. Are you guys seeing a saturation difference? I had guessed that the refrigerator would give a bright teal and the oven process will give a deep teal. What do you think? Oh my goodness, you guys, I have such an issue with blues in my soap because I use shea butter and cocoa butter, which tends to yellow the batter. My blues don't come out true, but this time they did. Look at the saturations of all 3. Of course, we got soda ash on a refrigerated one, which we can use alcohol to get rid of. Which method gave the most brilliant blue? Let me know in the comments below. Finally, we're getting into some natural colorants. We got Annatto Seed, which is one of my favorite colorants. What a beautiful golden orange. So far, forest gel, oven process seem to have given me a nice golden color. The refrigerated version, not too bad. It looks like either method will give you that beautiful rich color. Let's compare all 3 and let's see which one gives us that saturation. I don't know. Oven process look brighter, but ungelled refrigerated looks deeper. Here is our separate Botanical. This is Madder Root, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm upset. I know Madder Root can show out better than this, and I think it's the amount that I use in my batter. So I would love to test this again with more Madder Root in it, because my results are supposed to give me some rose pinky color. I do see like a blushish color, but it's not deep enough for me. What do you guys think? Which one seems like it has more saturation? Here is our Himalayan Rhubarb natural colorant. Just so you know, you can use this without those spots. I just didn't filter it because I didn't want to. Beautiful, rich color. I think I could have got a richer color if I would have used more of it, but which one so far looks like it has more saturation? We got some soda ash, you guys. We got soda ash. It is muted. Which version looks more saturated? But my goodness, what a beautiful natural colorant to use in your soap. My educated guesses were all wrong. I don't know where I got tan, yellow, peachy pink from. I mean, come on. Here is our second batch of 5 soaps. What do you guys think of the botanical colorants and how they fared in saturation tests using the 3 methods, you guys? Here is our Alkanet root powder soap. You guys, this is another one that I want to redo, adding more of the powder in the batch because I'm supposed to be getting some kind of lavender purple. I'm getting grayish blue, but you guys, this one showed 3 different colors with each method. Look at how many colors I got. Each method produced a different result. Isn't that crazy? The irony is that the refrigerated ungelled seem to have given the richest color. Our 12 color and 36 soap is the radioactive neon green, and it is a mica, which means that our forest gel and our oven process probably are going to give us rich color, but look at the refrigerated ungelled version. That is still a beautiful muted green. Which one gave the most saturation? So what are my takeaways? It looks like all the micas benefit from oven process and force gel methods. You may get similar results from your botanicals, but you have to test them. Alkanet root powder and madder root powder did show more brilliance in the ungelled refrigerated method, but those are also the top two that I would love to retest again by adding more of the powder in the batch to see if I get a more brilliant color. And Annatto Seed was showing out like the micas, even though it's a natural botanical, it did well in all three methods. Guys, let me know what you want me to test next. I can do milks and soap to see how it affects the color. I can do all botanicals, but let me know in the chat below and which result came out the best in your opinion.
Protect your beautiful skin and your beautiful energy. Please like my videos, watch them a ton of times, hype the videos also, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Ciao for now.